In this AxisVM tutorial you can take a closer look on how the report maker works. Here is a model, which is finished and the analysis is run. All the information is available and waiting for it to be included in the report. Click here, on the report maker icon. You could choose predefined report as templates. But now the task is to build up the report manually. This works in the following way. First, take some screenshots of the model. Do a screenshot of the whole rendered model. Then take a screenshot of the finite element model together with dimensions. Next step is creating the tables, which are needed for the report. Insert the used materials, for example, from the table browser, which can be opened up either by F12 button or with this icon. Start with the materials. And here there's an icon saying add this table to the current report. And it is automatically put into the report. Go on, and include all the sections which are used. You could include all the coordinates of the nodes, beams and ribs, but that's not important. About the loads. All the coordinates and load values can be included as a table, which will not be included in this case. So, exit from the table browser. The loads will be included as screenshots. To be clearly visible, switch off the mesh, the dimensions, and even the background grid. And go one by one to save images. Dead load of the structure. Dead load of the water in the tank. Lid load in the building. Accumulated snow load on the roof. Wind load. Wind load from the other direction. And the accidental snow load. You can also add the table of surface supports under Elements and Domain Support. These are the two domains, which are defined having these surface support coefficients. Then you can include the load cases. And load groups together with the partial factors and combination factors. And you have the critical load combinations which say which load group shall be combined with the other and which shall not be. You can even include the following weight reports for each cross-section. For rebar statistics. Even for detailed rebar statistics. Or only per material. Now let's take a look how the report looks like. As you can see, the tables are already included in the report. Here is the drawings library. It's needed to add the drawings separately. You can select the order. First shall be the rendered mode. Then the dimensions of the model. Then come the tables. And at the end, you can continue the report with a screenshot of the loads. You can also do a grouped insert into the report. Select all the loads, which you want to include, and with one click you can put it into the report. The preview of the model is available using this button. This is the cover page. And the table of contents is here, on the second page. And then you see the rendered view, the dimensions view of the tables. The end of the tables you have the saved screenshots. Please note that these screenshots are not pixels drawings, but vector drawings, so they can be zoomed in, and even as a PDF, it can be zoomed well. Even after printing it looks well. Let's say you want to add some notes here, in this empty space describing the static system of the beams and columns. You can go back to the report maker and find this picture, and then you can insert text into the report. Here's the text editor. As you can see, the text is included here at the right position in the document. Now, continue with the analysis and the results. You can even include all the possible load combinations, which is checked by the software. You don't have to generate them, because the software automatically does that. For report purposes, it can be included and it can be viewed separately. Calculated critical load combinations by load cases. Then you can check the results. The first result is the deflections. The minimum deflections are the biggest deflections. And as it in the diagram view, it looks like this. Maybe a color diagram is better. We could as well do an isoline type of visualization. For black and white printing, this is more suitable. Then you can check the deflections due to wind. This is the right view to check this. Maybe you can isolate the building model under the check according to this. Then wind load from the other direction. It's about 2 millimeters. Then you can go for the beams. You can see the internal forces of the beam and save the drawing to the library. This is the same for that column. And then for the reinforced concrete ribs. Then go to the Steel Design tab. Isolate the steel part of the model. And then take a picture of the whole utilization and one detailed diagram where the utilization per failure modes are shown. And even the design calculations for this specific beam can be viewed here and put into the report. For one column, this can be done as well. Then you can go for the reinforced concrete structure. Which is now isolated. First, add the reinforced concrete parameters into the report. Which can be opened up here, in the table browser. Here are the reinforcement parameters per domains. Include these into the report. Then you can show the reinforcement values. So this is the required reinforcement value. This is X direction at the bottom, as this legend says. It can be a saved image again. You can also view the maximum here and you can see the load combination. Make the all images for reinforcement. For the check of the reinforcement, you can view the reinforcement difference, which is the provided reinforcement, minus the required one. So if the difference is positive value, it means that we have more reinforcement than required. So the structure is adequate. If you have a negative value, it means that there's missing reinforcement. Also, you can use the cracking pattern of the extreme fiber at the top and at the bottom, which means that there is no cracking under the corresponding load combination. And no cracking at the top as well. As for the reinforcement of the ribs, you can see the spacing of the required stirrups here. and check the required amount of reinforcement at the next view. These can be also put into the drawings library. You still have to include one result component, which is the surface support. In the vertical direction to check their soil capacity under the foundation. Now, go to the report maker again. You can see that some components are already in the list, and some have to be copied from the drawings library. Here in the drawings library, if an element is viewed by bold text, it means that it is already copied into the list. Which is not bold, it can be put into this because it's not yet. Now you can check the finished documentation in the preview. If you want to create a page break here and subtitle like the reinforced concrete check begins. And maybe you want a final conclusion to be put here at the end. To make these go back to the report maker, you should find where the reinforced concrete starts. It's here. Write and format the proper subtitle in text editor. Put a page break right before it. Do the same with the steel design. Do a page break. Write another subtitle in text editor. Finally, you can make a note at the end of the report. After this, you can print the report once it is ready. At printer settings can be defined the header, the page numbering, if you want to add some comments or not. See the result, how is the finished report looks like. It is important to point out that the report will change automatically if you change anything in the model. For example, if you modify the cross-section of the beam, the utilization will decrease. You don't have to recreate the report. Take a look at the report now. Check the steel member's design and you can actually see that the beam is automatically with a decreased utilization. So with the new results, the report is printable again, because it's updated. With AxisVM software there is no limit you can make.